Good morning, all. Today I have come up with tips for sociology answer writing. I think these will help you because these tips and this approach helped me to score good marks in sociology. So let us start. Before that, let me tell you that I prepared sociology as an optional on my own. I joined a series, but I studied through available resources and I scored 270 marks in sociology optional in 2022 mains. So I think the things which I did would really help you in scoring above average marks in sociology optional. Now let us start. Always remember, these are your two primary guide to prepare sociology as an optional. First, syllabus. Read syllabus number of times and memorize the syllabus. It should be on the tips of your fingers. So this is very important because you can relate, you can correlate, and while studying current affairs or while utilizing paper 1 into paper 2 or paper 2 into paper 1, this syllabus is very important for you, and syllabus should be mugged up, I would say, and it should be utilized wherever it is required, and it really helps you in answer writing, even in preparing and selecting the sources and how you jot down the current affairs from the newspaper. So this will really help you. Second is previous year's questions. So previous year's questions are very important in order to understand what kind of questions been asked and how to approach different questions, how you should prepare your notes, in what length. So all things will be resolved. All things, clarity about all these things will certainly be there if you continuously read previous year's questions and this syllabus. So this is very important. Second, what should be your approach? First of all, we know that paper 1 is theory based, and there are major thinkers of the sociology actually who led the foundation of sociology as a subject. Their major theories and even the basic concepts which are there in sociology. So the aspect of sociology which is core is there in paper 1, and second is the application of sociological concepts and these thinkers to Indian society. So this is the paper 2nd. So this is overall view of syllabus. Now, when you have a question, sociology questions, so how do you start? First, you understand the question first. So you understand the nature of the question, whether this question is application based, whether it is based upon current affairs, where you have to apply your sociological concept, theories and thinkers to that question, or and it can be asked in paper 1 as well as in paper 2. Second, whether this topic is asked from a syllabus point directly. For example, is it asking about historical materialism of Karl Marx, or mode of production, or how European modernity actually led to the emergence of the sociology, or it can be directly from the syllabus. And third is analytical question, where there would not be direct question from the syllabus, but it would be certainly based upon the syllabus points. So where you have to write your answers contextually and by linking the dots. Then how to start your answer? So it is about definition of your sociological answer. First, always introduce your sociological answer with the help of 3 terms, with the help of 3 key concepts. 1, thinker plus his work plus keyword. What do I mean by that? If there is a question on historical materialism, then here keyword is historical materialism. Thinker is Karl Marx, and in which work he has defined his historical materialism. So if you start your answer by using that, in the work of dash dash, Karl Marx defines historical materialism as. So this should be your introduction almost in all the questions. So you should start with that. Then what all things to and this should be this introduction part. You can utilize in almost all the questions. And second simple way to start your answer would be just the definition of the keyword. It can be paper 2 also, it can be paper 1. So in almost all the questions in the paper 1 you can start with keyword plus thinker plus work, and in paper 2 you can start with the definition. You can talk about the Indian scenario of the particular social concept, and you can also utilize the thinkers in paper 2 as well, because there are many thinkers. I mean, Srinivas is there, Dubey is there, right? Gore is there. So all these thinkers have given something about each and every social aspect. So you can utilize those thinkers, their work, and the keyword which is there in the question. So that should be the ideal way to start your answers. Otherwise, you can simply start with the definition. So these two approaches were broadly utilized by me to start the answer or to introduce the answer. Then what all to include into the body of the answer? First, you have to utilize current affairs, but it should not be away from the demand of the question. So if you are utilizing the current affairs, it should not be too much, but you can utilize two points at least from the current affair. For example, if you're talking about alienation, then you can give the reference of COVID or how the work and economic life is changing. You can talk about gig economy. So likewise, you can utilize to substantiate, to support the questions which is asked. So it can be done in both the papers. Second, you have to link paper 1 and paper 2. For example, if you are talking about concept of paper 1, for example, social stratification, then you should bring in the references of caste system, which is a kind of social stratification in paper 2. So likewise, wherever there are common topic between paper 1 and paper 2, you should utilize the concepts and the keywords of one paper into other. So that would give you the broader perspective, and the examiner would feel that you have overall view of the sociology and you are able to apply it correctly. Then not to write too much thinkers. I would say 3 thinkers are enough. 2 to 3 thinkers are enough into your answer. But I would say you utilize the concept of thinkers rather than utilizing the name of thinkers. You utilize their concept, write it contextually to suit the demand of your questions, and so you can write 2 thinkers, and for rest of the thinkers, rather than utilizing those thinkers as it is, you can write about their concepts and the keywords and into your answers. But always remember, in sociology, don't write things as it is. I mean, you need to meet the demand of the question. So according to that, you put your things into your answer. And the last is the linking the concept to the demand. That's what I said right now. The next is how you can utilize other thinker series without naming the thinker, because if you keep on writing thinker, so it would give impression that you are just reproducing whatever you have mugged up or whatever you have remembered. Rather than writing too many thinkers, you utilize their concept or theories into your answers. The other major sociological theory and thinkers, what you can do is you can utilize at least one major thinker which is mentioned into your syllabus. For example, there is Karl Marx, you already know about it. Then there is Weber, then you can talk about G.H. Schmidt. So you can utilize at least one major thinker into your answer and their theories, their sociological theories or concept. In every answer, at least one should be there. So because these major 6 thinkers are the foundation of your sociology or the core subject, core concept of the subject. So you should utilize at least one thinker from this. Then you can prefer point wise or paragraph wise. But remember one thing, when you are writing point wise, it should not be 1 line or 2 line, at least 3 line where you are giving some analysis. You are explaining it so that you have understood that concept. So remember this. Otherwise, you can prefer both things. Have keywords ready of each and every topic. because if the commodity fetishism is the question. So related with that, you should remember a lot of keywords, because you have limited time, you have limited space. Within that you have to write. So if you write more keywords and more concept, then you would fetch more marks. Then how you conclude your answers? So you give the significance of that theory or that topic to the sociology. Okay, if Louis Dumont is there, then you can say that the sociology would have been poorer to the greater extent without the contribution of Louis Dumont, kind of. Or you can give the critique of that particular theory while you conclude that answer. Or you can talk about the application of that theory to the contemporary society or to the contemporary world. You can also if you are talking about a particular theory, then in the end, in short, you can talk about a particular thinker who has given the critique of that theory. So likewise, but always remember that answer the questions as per whatever the demand of the question. For example, if they are talking about critically analyze or critique of that particular theory, then you have to talk about that theory as well as what is the critique or what is the opposite arguments of that particular theory. But something is talking about just explain about the mode of production, then you have to talk about the mode of production. In end, you can talk about the limitation of mode of production in conclusion in 1 to 2 lines. So that way you also can conclude your answers. You can talk about the contemporary society and application of that concept, or sometimes you can simply sum up whatever you have written in the conclusion. So that should be the simplistic way of writing the conclusion. So you avoid too many thinkers, too much current affairs. Then you don't write just statements. You do analysis of that concept. You link that whatever the statement you are writing to the questions, demand of the question. You try to be narrow when you read too much about the sociology. So you also have to remember that you have to diversify your answer. You have to write it from different angles. So when you study too much, when you remember too much, you try to be narrow because you write too much specific about that, and you forget to add current affairs. You forget to cross fertilize between paper 1 and paper 2. So you should avoid that. And then whenever there are questions which are based upon GS topic, so it can be there was question on Swachh Bharat mission, there was question on COVID, but rather than writing from GS point of view, you utilize thinkers, theories and the concept which are there in sociology. You prepare your different theories which can be utilized in everywhere. So you can utilize that to relate that topic of the current affair to the sociology. So you need to prepare 1 to 2 sheets note where you can have the keywords and the theories which can be applied to any current affair. For example, alienation you can apply in most of the cases, so be it IT works or be it COVID. Okay, so likewise, so whenever there is questions based on the GS topic, try to utilize the concept, sociological concept and theories to write that answer. So that will give a sociological look to your answers. So thank you so much. I hope these things will help you. I will try to explain how I wrote sociology papers with the help of the pictures from my test series copies. So we'll meet you in the next video. So I hope this will help you. Thank you so much. Good day.